Do you feel like you're stuck in an endless chase? Constantly striving for attention, yearning for love and recognition from someone, only to be met with indifference and coldness in return. That's exactly what it feels like when you're chasing after a narcissist. They're like a mirage, making you believe that happiness is within reach. But in reality, it's all about manipulation and control. But what happens when you stop? When you bravely let go of that futile chase, accept to release your grip, and walk your own path? How will the narcissist react? Perhaps with anger, desperate attempts to pull you back, or even harsh words designed to belittle you. But don't worry, these are merely their final efforts to regain control. As for you, you will experience something extraordinary. Freedom, inner peace, the ability to love and be genuinely loved. You'll uncover the hidden strength within yourself and build a truly happy life without relying on anyone else. In this video, let's embark on that incredible journey together. A journey to rediscover yourself, heal old wounds, and live a radiant life. But before diving into the main content, allow me to extend a warm welcome to the new members of this channel. Your support is incredibly valuable. This channel is dedicated to growth through the sharing of knowledge, and as I share my insights, I continue to learn as well. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit the subscribe button below to stay updated on future discussions. Leaving a narcissist is like ripping away their proud mask, forcing them to confront the darkest corners of their soul. Your sudden departure is akin to an earthquake, shaking the illusory world they've meticulously constructed and triggering a storm of intense emotions, pain, rage, and the deep fear of abandonment. They may feel as though they're being torn apart from within, experiencing a pain they may have never faced before. However, understanding the emotions of a narcissist doesn't mean you should give them a second chance. Remember, while they may feel pain, that doesn't erase the profound damage they've caused you. It's important to recognize that narcissists often leave previous relationships to seek gratification in a new one with you. Once they've extracted what they wanted, they move on to another target, often someone inexperienced, unaware, or even someone who shares their toxic narcissistic traits. This new victim could be an old acquaintance or someone they aim to control and manipulate once more. Such behavior perpetuates a cycle of abuse, with the narcissist always at the center, maintaining and driving this destructive loop. What they don't anticipate is your strength, your ability to rise, educate yourself about narcissism, understand its impact, and prioritize your mental health. Whether you were discarded or made the brave choice to end the relationship, I acknowledge the hardship you've endured. Surviving the cycle of abuse from a narcissist is a challenge not everyone faces, but you've made it through. Beneath their facade of pride and confidence lies a deeply rooted fear, a shadow that haunts them in every moment. It's the fear of being abandoned, forgotten, and exposed for who they truly are, fragile and insecure. Ironically, you, the person they once belittled and saw as prey in their manipulative games, hold the key to awakening this fear. Narcissists weave intricate lies, distort truths, and use gaslighting and complex language as a veil to hide their insecurities. Their goal? To plunge you into a whirlwind of doubt, eroding your self-trust, making you easier to manipulate and control. To them, you're merely a pawn in their power game, a tool to affirm their superiority and feed their immense ego. Every argument or conflict becomes a stage for them to showcase their manipulative prowess, turning you into the loser in your own life. But when you choose to break free from a narcissist, what truly happens in their mind? What emotions are they experiencing in that moment? Is there any regret, or is it simply a wound to their oversized ego? Right now, let's embark on a journey to explore the intricate psychological responses of a narcissist when you decide to leave them. Together, we'll dissect each layer of their emotions to gain a clearer understanding of what's happening inside the mind of this narcissistic monster. They feel deeply wounded. While I can't speak for every narcissist, I believe your departure leaves emotional scars on them. They may not show it outwardly and might even feign indifference, but deep down they feel the sting of loss. However, this loss isn't the sorrow of losing a significant other or a life partner. For them, it's the loss of a source of supply for their distorted ego, a person who unconditionally catered to them, a profitable prey, or even a potential financial provider. Imagine this: to a narcissist, you are an endless source of praise, attention, and validation, things they desperately crave. You are the mirror reflecting the perfect image they want the world to see. They depend on you to sustain their fragile ego and maintain their inflated sense of self-worth. It's paradoxical. They can treat you cruelly, trampling on your emotions and worth without remorse. Yet when you stop playing by their rules, when you leave, they feel hurt, regretful, and blameful. But this blame isn't about self-reflection. Instead, they blame you for not obeying them, for no longer being their perfect prey. It's a cold and grotesque form of blame. Remember, narcissists are stubborn and won't give up without a fight. They'll employ every tactic to pull you back into their manipulative cycle, using strategies they've honed over time. Are you curious about their tricks? If so, comment with a 1 so we can explore this in the next section. Otherwise, share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective and engage in a broader discussion about this and other aspects of life. They deploy tactics to reel you back in. When you're determined to leave, a narcissist often resorts to hovering a seemingly sweet and charming performance. They return with honeyed words, romantic gestures, and promises of change, as if past wounds were nothing but a distant dream. Their goal: to awaken the prey within you, making you believe in the illusion of a lost love. Once your guard is down, they'll easily re-establish control. Remember this: narcissists don't love the real you with all your strengths, flaws, vulnerabilities, and hidden desires. They love the version of you they created, a submissive puppet ready to fulfill their endless demands. You're seen as an unpaid servant, a free ATM, always there to provide material and emotional support whenever they need it. They thrive on seeing you follow their every command, reflecting their perfect illusion back at them. Meanwhile, your genuine desires for love, sharing, and understanding are met only with emptiness, pain, and harm. When a narcissist says, "I love you," it's often just a declaration of satisfaction with the role you're playing in their life. When everything goes their way, when success smiles on them, when their ego is stroked and satisfied, you may receive this false love as a reward for your obedience. But remember, it's all a game, and you're never the winner. A narcissist is trapped in a cage of their own ego, like a spider caught in the web they spun themselves. They want you by their side, not out of genuine love, but because you serve as their supply for selfish purposes. They need you to feed their distorted ego, satisfy their competitiveness, and fulfill their thirst for dominance. This is why, even if they don't truly love you, they will go to great lengths to keep you around. A narcissist's worldview is confined to the limits of their selfish ego. They are incapable of loving anyone other than themselves. All their emotions and thoughts revolve around their ego, like satellites orbiting a planet. They crave admiration, worship, and being seen as the center of the universe. To them, you are merely a decoration enhancing their illusion of perfection. When they say, "I love you," it's a manipulative card in their cheap game. They use it to lull you into submission, pulling you deeper into the quagmire they've created and trapping you in a toxic relationship with no escape. In truth, when they say "I love you," they're really whispering to themselves, "I love my amazing self," and you just happen to be a lucky audience to witness it. It's a harsh reality, but recognizing it is the first step to freeing yourself from their psychological labyrinth. Using material gifts to manipulate. When softer methods fail, a narcissist will remove their mask and reveal their true face. They'll use whatever you want or need to manipulate you, be it material things like a promised car, or intangible things like love and care. If you share children, they might use them to manipulate you into changing your decision. Their aim is to make you feel like the root of all problems and the one destroying the relationship. From the early days of your relationship, you may have noticed their skewed perspective. They might have believed that lavish gifts and extravagant spending were undeniable proofs of their love for you. But in reality, money to them is not just a token of love, it's a tool of power to control, manipulate, and bind others. When they give you money, they don't simply wish for your happiness. They demand absolute loyalty, unconditional obedience, and eternal gratitude. In their eyes, you're not someone they love, but rather an invisible debtor, perpetually trapped in obligations tied to their gifts and financial support. They'll constantly remind you that everything you have is because of them. Their generosity, cloaked in the guise of love, is actually a facade for their need to assert control and superiority. They relish the feeling of being the giver. Your joy in receiving their money or gifts doesn't just please them. It reinforces their belief that they can keep you forever through their provisions. This is a deeply distorted and toxic form of love. It doesn't bring true happiness but creates suffocation, exploitation, and erodes the recipient's self-worth. When love turns into a transaction, when money replaces emotion and sincerity, what remains is emptiness, loneliness, and a relationship that cannot be called true love. They threaten you. At the highest level of danger, when a narcissist's rage explodes, they can become extremely unpredictable and threatening. At this point, they don't stop at harsh words or indirect hurtful actions. They are willing to escalate to terrifyingly destructive behavior. They may do whatever it takes to retaliate against you, from property damage and unauthorized home entry to stealing or destroying sentimental items, all with the intent to harm you both physically and emotionally. They may transform into self-proclaimed detectives, spending hours tracking your every move. Your work schedule, personal life, and even private meetings will be meticulously recorded as if it's their ultimate mission. Every detail about your life becomes a tool they use to achieve their greatest goal, to leave you confused, in pain, and ultimately begging for their help. If you resist, they may threaten to use private or confidential information to manipulate or control you. Always prioritize your safety. Never underestimate the danger posed by a narcissist when they feel hurt or out of control. The first and most crucial step is to completely cut off all communication with them. This includes blocking phone numbers, emails, and social media channels, as well as ensuring no personal information about you is shared with anyone who might pass it on to them. Deny them access to your home, regardless of their reasoning. If you feel threatened, don't hesitate to seek help from law enforcement. Applying for a restraining or protective order is not just a legal precaution, but also sends a strong message that you will not tolerate any violation of your safety. Installing security cameras around your home is an effective way to monitor and protect yourself from break-ins or stalking. Additionally, alert your family, friends, or close associates so they are aware of the situation and can support you if needed. Remember, no one is more valuable than your safety and peace. A narcissist in a fit of rage is not just a psychological threat, but can pose a direct danger to your life. Don't wait until things spiral out of control. Taking proactive measures to protect yourself not only helps you escape the circle of danger, but also declares strongly that you will not allow anyone to destroy the life you deserve. Breaking free from a narcissist is like a perilous escape. To ensure success, you need to plan meticulously and act discreetly. Do not reveal your intention to leave to anyone, not even those closest to you. Keep your plans entirely secret, like an agent on a critical mission. Before stepping out of the narcissist's life, make sure you have secured a safe and stable life in every aspect. Carefully prepare for your escape, including housing, finances, and mental readiness. Once the narcissist discovers your intentions, they will use every tactic to cling to you, manipulate, and imprison you in their toxic cage. Even after you have successfully escaped, completely cut off all contact with the narcissist. Leave no trace, no matter how small. Disappear from their life entirely. Avoid sharing anything about your new life on social media, as this could become a gateway for the narcissist to re-enter your world. Be brave in your decision. You deserve a life of freedom and happiness, where you can be yourself, free from manipulation or control. Fly high, fly far, and never look back. Slandering your reputation. I don't be surprised if a narcissist begins a campaign to smear your reputation as soon as you leave them. They cannot bear the thought that someone was strong enough to escape their control. To their distorted and fragile ego, your departure is not just a personal failure, but also a direct threat to the perfect image they've painstakingly crafted. As a result, they'll do everything they can to turn the tables, casting you as the villain in their narrative. They crave admiration and sympathy from others, so slandering you is their way of protecting their image. They will distort the truth without hesitation, even fabricating absurd yet dramatic stories. In the picture they paint, they are the pitiable victim, a wounded soul, while you are the traitor, selfish and ungrateful. They'll direct a tearful drama, full of sorrowful tales, to garner sympathy from those around them. These false accusations are not just meant to hurt you, but are also designed to trap you in a psychological maze of confusion and frustration. They want to leave you feeling disoriented, angry, and ultimately forced to confront them. In doing so, they not only damage your reputation, but also maintain the mental control they once held over you. Like venomous snakes, they quietly spread subtle lies, making it difficult for others to discern truth from deception. When faced with the toxic arrows of gossip, the most important thing is to remain calm. This is their tactic, provoking you to react. They want you to get caught in a cycle of arguments and justifications, because to a narcissist, any attention, whether negative or positive, is a victory. As long as you respond, they feel satisfied knowing they still have an impact on you. So, don't take the bait. Instead of retaliating, choose silence, the sharpest and most effective weapon. Silence not only shields you from unnecessary harm, but also deprives the narcissist of what they crave most, your attention. Let your composure and confidence become an impenetrable fortress, causing their schemes to dissolve into futility. Remember that your worth is not defined by anyone's words. Those who truly care about you will not be easily deceived by the narcissist's outrageous stories. And those who quickly believe the slander may warrant a second look at their place in your life. Not everyone deserves to stay by your side, and sometimes such false accusations help you see who is truly trustworthy. If you are on a journey of healing after a toxic relationship, focus on yourself and building a new life filled with freedom and peace. Nothing is more powerful than living happily without their presence. If you need support, consider joining our community. It's a space where you can share your story, find help, and spread positivity together. Click subscribe today. You don't have to face this alone. They play the pitiful victim. In the end, narcissists use your empathy as a sharp weapon to strike back at you. They don the guise of a pitiful victim, skillfully invoking sympathy they know you'll struggle to ignore. They understand that compassion is one of your most precious qualities, and they won't hesitate to exploit it for their own ends. They'll reverse the narrative with artful manipulation, transforming their selfish schemes into noble acts of love. Their words, sweet but calculated, will remind you of the sacrifices they've made. These may be trivial deeds exaggerated into grand gestures, or selfish actions reimagined as selfless acts of devotion to you. They'll highlight the beautiful memories you once shared, the happy moments that seemed filled with love. Each word, each image they bring up is meant to blur the deep wounds you've endured. They want you to believe it was all just a misunderstanding, a challenge that true love must overcome. And when you begin to waver, they subtly push you into guilt. They will cast you as the villain in their dramatic tale. In their eyes, and even in the eyes of others, you become labeled as cold, heartless, the root of all their pain. With meticulous planning, they make you feel as though you owe them an apology, a chance to make things right. That guilt can soften you, pulling you back into their toxic cycle. But the story doesn't end there. They don't stop at exploiting your compassion and guilt. They're like psychological hunters, seeking and exploiting your deepest vulnerabilities. They'll reopen old wounds you've tried to heal, exacerbating your insecurities and fears. They make you doubt yourself, lose trust in your own perceptions, and even depend on them, as if they're the only one who can help you. They might insist you're overreacting, that you've misunderstood or blown things out of proportion. They plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making you waver, question, and even blame yourself. They want you to forget what you've seen and felt, so you'll once again believe in the perfect person they've carefully crafted themselves to be. Don't be deceived by their manipulative theatrics. Trust your intuition, because deep down you know the truth. What you've experienced is not a misunderstanding or a test, but real harm. When their victim mask begins to work, they'll sink deeper into the swamp of lies, embellishing their wounds further to keep blaming you. They'll make themselves the center of attention, shamelessly exaggerating imagined wrongs to pressure you. But remember, you don't have to accept the villain role they've assigned to you. Trust in your experiences and believe that you deserve peace and authenticity in your life. Have you ever found yourself in such a situation? If so, share your story in the comments below. Your words won't just inspire others, they'll also help reaffirm your inner strength and value. Together, we can build a supportive community of understanding so no one has to face manipulators alone. When you leave a narcissist, the most important thing is this: you reclaim your freedom and open new chapters in your life. It's true that even after escaping, some people remain haunted by the ghosts of the past, especially if lingering feelings for the narcissist persist. First, befriend yourself and stop blaming yourself for remembering them. Missing someone who hurt you isn't a sign of weakness or failure, it's a natural part of healing. Just as physical wounds need time to heal, emotional scars require moments of quiet to mend. Remembering doesn't make you weak. On the contrary, it shows you are facing and processing deep emotions. So, don't blame yourself for the memories or feelings that occasionally resurface. Feelings of guilt or longing might not even be entirely your own. They could be remnants of the manipulations they implanted in your mind. Their words, actions, or subtle emotional control may have left imprints on your soul, making it hard to break free from the vortex of pain and nostalgia. This isn't just about memories, it's the emotional dependency they once fostered. However, longing should never become a chain that binds you to a painful past. Missing someone doesn't mean reopening the door to your heart and letting them step back into your life. These fleeting emotions are just echoes of what once was, but you have the power to decide how to handle them. Don't let the blend of beautiful memories and deep wounds convince you to take responsibility for changing them or salvaging an unhealthy relationship. Some people, unable to break free from their memories, trap themselves in cycles of sorrow. They get caught in conflicting emotions, missing the person who hurt them while fearing further pain. Eventually, they may return to their abuser, holding on to the false hope that things will change. Tragically, old wounds often remain unhealed, and new ones pile on, creating deeper, more painful scars. You deserve better. Allow yourself to grieve, heal, and rebuild. Every step you take away from the past is a step toward the peace and happiness you truly deserve. So allow yourself to feel nostalgia, but don't let it control you. Remember, missing someone doesn't diminish your worth or strength. It's just a step on the journey you're navigating. Most importantly, don't let this emotion become an excuse to return to the past, where only pain awaits. Instead, treat each wave of memory as a reminder that you deserve a better future, surrounded by people who genuinely value and love you in the right way. Secondly, let's honestly evaluate the situation. If from the beginning they had shown their true nature, a manipulative, deceitful, and selfish person, would you have so readily given them your heart and trust? The answer, undoubtedly, is no. None of us would willingly step into a relationship riddled with glaring red flags from the outset. This reveals that what you are longing for is not their true self. You're not missing the dark aspects of their personality or the pain they caused. Instead, you are fixated on an idealized image, a perfect version of them, one they skillfully portrayed but never truly embodied. I think back to the early days of the relationship, when they seemed attentive, sweet, and almost intuitively understanding of your every need. They painted a flawless picture of love, making you believe you had found your ideal partner, the perfect half you had always longed for. That performance etched in your mind those beautiful moments and illusions of true love. But ask yourself, Were those moments a reflection of their true self, or just a facade designed to draw you in, to make you trust and commit? The reality is, you don't miss their selfish, calculating, and deceitful side. You don't miss the times they manipulated your emotions, their subtle lies, or the actions that hurt you. What you're longing for are the happy memories, the sweet promises, and the positive emotions they once brought into your life. You're yearning for the good qualities you believed they had, the attributes they performed to earn your trust. In other words, you're missing an illusion, a carefully constructed image that concealed their true self. This leads to a deeper truth. You don't truly miss them, you miss yourself. You miss the feelings of safety and love you experienced, or thought you experienced when you were with them. You miss the emotional connection you believed you had, something that existed only in your mind and desires. You're mourning the values you hoped the relationship would bring, not the person themselves, with all their flaws and selfishness. Therefore, it's essential not to confuse illusion with reality. What you're longing for isn't their real self, but the version they cleverly crafted to captivate you. Understanding this will help you see your emotions more clearly and prevent you from getting stuck in an endless cycle of nostalgia. Recognize that what you're missing are the good qualities you deserve in a relationship, and that doesn't mean you should return to them. Allow yourself to feel regret, but don't let it hold you back. Use those emotions as a lesson to understand your worth and what you truly seek in love. A healthy relationship never starts with manipulation or deceit, but with sincerity and mutual respect. Don't let the illusions of the past obscure your present and hinder you from moving towards something better in the future. Thirdly, when you find yourself reminiscing about the good times with someone who hurt you, take a moment to ask yourself, were those moments truly as beautiful as you remember, or are they merely illusions colored by nostalgia and a longing for a seemingly perfect past? Nostalgia is like an artist driven by emotion but lacking reason. It highlights the bright and vibrant colors, while ignoring the shadows and darker hues of reality. You may be swept away by memories of seemingly happy days, but were those memories truly genuine and wholehearted, or just fragments of a fantasy they skillfully crafted to make you believe in it? Remember, an unhealthy relationship often begins with deception. If from the outset they wore the mask of perfection, carefully constructing an idealized image to hide their true self, then what you experienced was likely part of their manipulation. Sweet words, thoughtful gestures, and dreamy romantic moments all could have been a carefully staged performance to draw you into their orbit of control. Ask yourself, were those beautiful moments truly beautiful, or were they beautiful only because you wanted to believe they were? Humans have a tendency to idealize the past, especially when we're in pain or feeling a sense of loss. Our memories often preserve the best aspects while conveniently forgetting the times we felt confused, hurt, or lost because of them. But what about the reality? Did they keep every promise they made? Were all their actions genuinely rooted in love, or were they calculated moves to achieve their goals? A relationship built on lies cannot have genuinely beautiful moments. Even if you felt moved, loved, or happy at times, remember that those feelings might have been manipulated. They didn't create joy to build a lasting love, but to keep you in their grasp, ensuring you remained a source of emotional supply they needed. What you thought was deep care could have been a tool to tether you to them, ensuring you wouldn't leave. Moreover, reflect on the nature of those moments. Did they truly come from a place of love, or were they merely temporary rewards, given when you met their expectations? Did you feel like you could be your authentic self during those times, or were you trying to please them, hoping to receive a little bit of love or acceptance in return? If your answer is a sense of incompleteness, doubt, or lingering anxiety, then those good times may have been nothing more than a mask hiding a deeply unstable reality. A relationship rooted in deceit cannot yield moments that are genuinely beautiful. Even if certain moments seem touching or meaningful, it's crucial to question their authenticity. Were they driven by love, or were they calculated moves to keep you tethered to their world? Understanding this can help you break free from the cycle of longing for something that was never truly real, and focus on building a future where genuine love and respect can thrive. More importantly, Don't let these beautiful memories distract you from your healing journey. Face the truth. If those moments were truly beautiful, if that love was truly sincere, why did it lead to such profound pain? True love never makes you feel controlled, never causes you to doubt your self-worth, and certainly doesn't leave you carrying long-lasting emotional wounds. So, instead of seeing those beautiful moments as a part of them, recognize that they were a part of you. It was you who loved sincerely, hoped earnestly, and trusted wholeheartedly in the relationship. Those moments don't truly belong to them, they belong to you, the one who gave their best effort. Cherish the good values you brought to the relationship, but don't confuse them with the idea that the other person shared those same values. Remember, not everything that glitters is gold, and not every beautiful memory reflects the true nature of the relationship. When you realize the difference between memory and reality, you'll be able to look back on the past with greater clarity and peace. Most importantly, you'll come to understand that you deserve genuine love, not a beautiful illusion crafted by deceit. The journey of healing after a broken relationship isn't smooth, nor is it a path lined with roses. It's akin to stitching up your own emotional wounds, a process that is both painful and challenging, especially in the early days. There will be long nights when you can't sleep, your mind circling endlessly with unanswered questions about your ex. You might even vividly recall the smallest details of their daily routine, things that once became a part of your life. But remember, this is a natural part of the healing process. Just like a rainstorm washing over a drought, the tears and pain you endure will cleanse your soul, helping you grow stronger and more resilient. True love and happiness must be built on a foundation of sincerity, honesty, and mutual respect. A relationship tainted with deceit and lacking in sincerity from the beginning cannot sustain real happiness, no matter how seemingly joyful certain moments might have been. It's like a castle built on sand, momentarily magnificent but destined to collapse under the pressures of reality. The heartbreak deepens when you realize that those beautiful moments weren't genuine, they were merely strokes of color, they carefully painted to manipulate your emotions. Don't let yourself get trapped in these false beautiful memories. What you need to do is soberly reassess the entire relationship and evaluate the true nature of the person. Were the things you believed and felt truly real? Or were they the product of a skillfully constructed performance meant to manipulate you? When you're strong enough to let go of these illusions, you'll be ready to embrace the better things that await you. Leaving a toxic partner isn't the end, it's often the start of a new, treacherous cycle. Their love doesn't function like a healthy relationship, but is built on a cycle of abuse with 4 recurring stages. Understanding this cycle is the first step in breaking free from it and beginning your journey toward healing. The love bombing stage. At the beginning, they sweep you off your feet with sweet words, romantic gestures, and unexpected gifts. This is the stage where they build a love paradise, making you feel like the center of their world. You believe you found your perfect half and are ready to give everything. The manipulation stage. Once they've won your heart, they start revealing their true nature. They subtly control you, isolate you from family and friends, and gradually erode your confidence. You stop being yourself and become emotionally and mentally dependent on them. The abandonment stage. One day they suddenly grow cold, distant, and even abandon you without remorse. You fall into despair, feeling heartbroken and confused. This is when they make you feel worthless and discarded. The reattraction stage. As you begin to heal, they unexpectedly return, apologizing and begging for forgiveness. They promise to change, to love you better, often using every tactic to win you back. But this is merely the beginning of a new cycle, where they will continue to manipulate and hurt you. Do not let yourself get caught in this vicious cycle. Each time you forgive and let them back in, you're wiping their criminal record, enabling them to continue the pattern of harm. Instead of believing in flowery words or promises of change, focus on their actions. Are they genuinely committed to changing? Are they serious about therapy and self-awareness? Or are they just there to blame you and justify themselves? True change requires deep self-awareness, taking responsibility for one's actions, and relentless effort to improve. These cannot be achieved through words alone. If they show no real signs of substantial change, do not trap yourself in the false hope that this time will be different. Healing is not just about forgetting the pain, but about rebuilding yourself. Start by focusing on yourself, learning to love and care for who you are. This might involve setting clear boundaries, seeking support from friends, family, or professionals, and finding activities that bring you joy, freedom, and energy. Remember, letting go does not mean you are weak or admitting failure. On the contrary, it is a sign of strength and courage when you choose to leave a toxic relationship to seek a healthier life. Remind yourself that you deserve love and respect, and no one has the right to hurt you. Each step you take on your healing journey is a step toward a better future. Be patient with yourself because recovery doesn't happen overnight. The initial days may be challenging, but trust that time will help you mend. Take the time to explore new things, develop new skills, and rebuild healthy relationships with people who genuinely care about you. When memories of your ex suddenly resurface, you may feel as though your heart is torn apart by a mix of emotions: pain, regret, and helplessness. These are moments when the past seems vividly alive, pulling you into a whirlwind of emotions. But remember, you are not a helpless victim of these feelings. There are ways to regain balance and gradually confront these memories in a healthier way. Below are 3 useful steps you can take to control and overcome these difficult moments. Practice mindfulness to confront your emotions. When memories of your ex resurface, many people instinctively try to suppress or push these feelings away. However, this often makes the emotions stronger. Like a ball being pushed underwater, it rebounds with greater force when released. Instead of avoiding them, try practicing mindfulness, a method that helps you face and accept your emotions calmly and without judgment. Mindfulness doesn't require you to forget the memories or suppress the overwhelming emotions. Instead, it encourages you to observe them as an outsider, acknowledge them without letting them take control. You can start by sitting down, closing your eyes, and taking deep breaths. Focus on each inhale and exhale. Feel the movement of your chest and the rhythm of your heartbeat. When memories of your ex come up, rather than trying to push them away, gently remind yourself, "I'm feeling nostalgic, and that's okay." Let those emotions pass through your mind like clouds drifting in the sky. Don't hold on to them or force them away. Mindfulness not only soothes your mind, but also helps you recognize that emotions are transient experiences. They don't define who you are and won't last forever. 2. Find a different activity. Redirect your energy. Feelings of nostalgia often become strongest when you're idle or have nothing to do, as your mind easily drifts into reminiscing about the past. A powerful way to overcome this is by finding something else to do, redirecting your focus and energy toward a meaningful or entertaining activity. You could start with small yet fulfilling tasks like tidying up your living space, reorganizing your wardrobe, or redecorating your workspace. Cleaning not only creates a refreshing environment, but also acts as a form of mental decluttering, giving you a sense of control over your life. If you enjoy being creative, try painting, writing, crafting, or experimenting with a new recipe. These activities not only help distract you from memories of the past, but also give you a sense of accomplishment once completed. Additionally, consider engaging in outdoor activities such as walking, cycling, or even jogging. Physical activities not only help release negative energy, but also trigger the production of endorphins, the happy hormones which can uplift your mood. Most importantly, when you focus on a new task, your mind gradually breaks free from the obsession with your ex and shifts to the present moment, where you have full control. 3. Write a journal to release your emotions. If your emotions feel overwhelming and you find it hard to confront them directly, try journaling. Writing is a simple yet highly effective way to release the feelings stirring within you. It not only allows you to express what's bottled up, but also helps you gain better self-awareness. Grab a notebook and begin writing about how you're feeling without worrying about grammar or structure. Let your pen flow with your emotions. You might start with prompts like, "Today I feel," or "I miss them," because write down specific memories that come to mind. But then ask yourself, what do these memories bring me? Do they make me feel better, or do they just hurt me more? Journaling not only serves as a space to voice your thoughts, but also helps you identify recurring patterns in your emotions and thought processes. Besides recording your emotions, you can also write about the positive things you want to focus on. Note down your personal goals, things you're grateful for, or even a list of things you want to achieve in the future. This activity shifts your energy from dwelling on the past to building a brighter future. These 3 steps are not one-time solutions but tools you can use whenever memories of your ex resurface. The key is patience and consistency. You could start your day with mindfulness to center yourself, dedicate your afternoon to a productive task, and end the day by journaling your reflections. Over time, you'll notice that the painful emotions gradually lose their grip, giving way to peace and confidence. The most important part of applying these steps is accepting that nostalgia is a natural part of the healing journey. It's not a sign of weakness but a testament to the genuine love you once gave. Now, however, you're learning to love yourself and prioritize your well-being. By practicing mindfulness, redirecting your energy, and writing in a journal, you'll not only overcome the memories of your ex, but also build a solid foundation for growth and moving forward. Remember, no matter how challenging this journey may be, you have the right to hope and deserve a future filled with love and happiness.